Nicole O'Neill once said, when you find the courage to use your voice, it has the power to positively inspire and change the lives of others. It is one of the special gifts you have to offer the world. It is something to be cherished and championed, never hidden. And that is why we are here on Your Voice, Your Impact. I am the energetic EJ. I am a life and transformational coach, and I work with women aged 40 and above to turn their abandoned dreams into achievable goals by activating their voice for impact. I'm also a podcaster and an event host. On this show with me is
great, so amazing. The goal of this show is to help people use their voices to create impact. I am a physicist and a life coach. What I do for my clients is I help them build systems to achieve their goals whilst having fun doing it. On this show, we discuss topical issues that can inspire you to move. Like, subscribe, and share. Welcome aboard.
all right. Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode on Your Voice, Your Impact. Okay. So I'm super excited today because we are wrapping up this series that was started this month of May, where we were celebrating children, amazing kids. These are kids with little voices, but big impact. And it's been a wild ride so far. Yes. First of all, let's apologize. We're not going to pretend as if last week did not exist. Last week existed, but we had a challenge, with the guests we were supposed to have last week. And all attempts to find a replacement proved abortive. And so we just decided to keep it as is so that we don't break, the ranks with the series that we're currently going through. But we're happy to be back again today. So what happened last week, right? I am just like, we need to do something about this. It was difficult, although it was after the day that I remembered, oh my God, I have young boys that we could have reached out to. But the thing is, they didn't come like this to my mind. But we see young girls, and I can easily think on my feet and say, oh, this girl will be great as a guest. This girl will be great as a guest, but we don't have enough boys. So, mom of boys, please. I think we really need to do better with our boys, right? In that same season, this same month, one of the dates in this month was the International Boys Day, and it was so quiet. Like, it wasn't as loud as International Women's Day or the day of the International Day of the Girl Child, which is going to be on October 8th. I will remember the date, right? I'm a boy mom too, so I'm not castigating you. I am talking to all of us, okay? I'm just saying that we need to do better when it comes to the boy child. Yes, because we do really need to do better. All right, so that is in the way to say we are sorry that we didn't show up last week. It wasn't because we were irresponsible. It was just because it was beyond our control at the time. But we're glad to be here, and we're glad to wrap up this session of Little Voices, Big Impact. And today we have such an amazing guest on the show. This lady, I call her a lady because she's gradually becoming a lady. She's a teenager. But when you hear her speak, you'll be wondering like, wow. Oh, wow. Wow, right? So be ready to be wowed today, okay? Grace is going to join us. She's currently having network issues. So she's going to join us shortly. Let me also connect on Instagram so that I can kind of monitor what's going on there in case anybody is dropping a comment. Please, if you're here with us, kindly drop your comment in the comment section. Dr. Oleg Kovalenko, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We appreciate it. Okay, Gracie has just popped into the studio, but her network is still, that was good. Please come back. I'm happy. I'm happy you're back, and I'm happy your network looks great. Please, let's test your sound. Are you okay? Can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you. I can hear you.
I'm super excited. Oh, I was already feeling bad. Like, no, now don't do this to me. Not today. Come on, girl. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. You know how I've been looking forward to this conversation? Like, I
I
have
know.
been looking forward to it. And I was just telling myself, I have a little cold, but I said, come rain, come sunshine. If I have to stay under the tree, I will come out and do this. And I'm happy we're doing this against all
Absolutely.
odds.
Absolutely. I know you've had a busy week, just like I have, and I'm super excited that we're able to make this. And our sweet guest is in the building. I'm going to do an introduction of her, and then we'll dive right into the conversation. Like I said again, get ready to be wild because this lady, this young girl, she is brilliant. She is like, you just need to hear her speak once, and you're hooked. Like, who is this? Who is this girl? Kudos to her mom, to her dad, to the whole of her family. And guess what? I know it runs in the family because even her granddad is also a person of impact. So again, it's going to be a wow session. So if you know any young child, a teenager, a preteen, please. This is the time to draw them in to say, come and watch somebody, okay? Please share this link with somebody if you've not already done that. If you're on YouTube, especially, it's easier to send the YouTube link because you can easily send it and anybody can connect immediately. Compared to LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn, you can watch on LinkedIn. If you're on Instagram as well, you can also share the Instagram link so that other people can join the conversation. I'm going to go ahead and just introduce our guests because our time is fast spent so that we can really dive into the conversation. Now, this week, our guest is none other than Zahra. Zahra Ahmed AJETUNMOBI. She's a 13-year-old passionate keynote speaker and a powerful advocate for sustainable development goals and children's education. She's not just talking the talk. Zahra has taken the global stage by storm, delivering compelling speeches at high-level events like COP28 in Dubai, the United Nations Climate Week in New York, TEDx stages, and international youth conferences, where she consistently shares a bold vision for a sustainable, educated future. Now, she's also the youngest awardee of the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Library in Dubai, a recognition that speaks volume about her commitment to learning and leadership. Zahra was also a keynote speaker at the Global Sustainability Summit, Palace of Westminster, London. But Zahra didn't stop there. She founded the Zahralicious Book Club, a global platform where young learners from over 47 countries come together to explore literature, sustainability, personal development, and moral values. Isn't that incredible, my people? Right. Her work has earned her a personal invitation to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria, who commended her for her impact, advocacy, and dedication to lifelong learning. And in the digital space, Zahra is a force to be reckoned with. Her inspiring videos have reached over 500,000 followers and amassed more than 25 million views online. Now, today we're diving into a topic very close to her heart: why every child deserves a chance to learn. That's what she's going to be talking about today. We'll explore what drives her mission, what keeps her grounded, and how she's using her voice to shape a more inclusive, sustainable, and empowered future for all children. So, daddies and mommies, uncles and aunties, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get ready to be inspired and reminded that no voice is ever too young or as a matter of fact, too old to make a powerful impact. I'm looking forward to when we're going to host people who are older than 70, like 80 and above, to come and share wisdom with us. Until then, let's dive right into this conversation as I bring on stage our beautiful guest, Zahra. Zahra, Zahra. Hello, hello.
Come on now,
Hello.
come on now. This is where we clap for this amazing
I mean,
young,
standing ovation.
beautiful standing
Like,
Thank
ovation.
you very much,
you're,
Come
ma'am.
on. How are
I'm
you?
telling you.
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Miss Gracie. And thank you very much, Miss Adro and Miss Gracie, for having me here today. I really appreciate it.
We
You're
appreciate you
welcome.
for being here. Like I could just keep looking at you like this, like
One interesting thing. I went on your page. I've been hearing about. I've been watching some videos. I think I watched an interview you had with Dr. Stephen Akintola a long time ago, and then I would normally see your videos, but I took out time last week to go on your page to go and hear you out. And when I was done watching your videos, I just went back to Ejiro, the energetic, and I said, my goodness, my goodness. Who is that Kaka? You know who Kaka is? An old woman in a small girl's body, because your maturity is something to be studied. I mean, I said I was going to say this so that you'd know how excited I am to have this conversation with you. And we're very happy you
you.
agreed to be on this platform. You're very welcome, my darling Zahra.
Thank
How
you,
do you
ma'am.
pronounce your name?
Zahra.
Zahra. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Zahra. Yeah, I
Yes.
know. Love it, love it, love it. How are you feeling in this moment? If you were to describe how you're feeling right now, what words will come forth?
I would say I'm feeling very excited to be here today and also happy that I have the opportunity to share my ideas and my views on the world and education with people here today. Because I know that there are people in the audience waiting for inspiration, and I'm happy that I have the chance to be the one who can give that inspiration they need to them.
I could just sit here smiling and
I
admiring.
know,
Do you
like
get
the
this all
voice
the
alone,
time?
Seth,
I know, okay, let's get serious. Get serious,
yes,
get
get
serious,
serious.
get
I know.
serious. All right, I'll just start by asking you the first thing that comes to mind, with what you do is impact. We can't even run away from the word impact. And our show is Your Voice, Your Impact. And you've actually been creating impact everywhere. I mean, look at your CV at 13. So far, so good, right? So far, so good. How what do you think you have done specially for people in your age group? What's that one thing the impact you have done for people in your age group? I'm just curious to know. Can you share?
Yes, so for this question, I would like to share two main things that I've done for my peer group. Because my peer group, which is teenagers or like 10 and above, are the youth. And when we talk about the future, there's no way that we do not include the youth in the conversation because the youth are the future generations. And there's even the word future in future generations, and that already tells us a lot. And I've realized that from the onset. And I've made it my mission to make sustainability more accessible and more interesting and exciting for everyone, especially the youth. Now, what I've done is that through my videos or through my talks, I've tried to make sustainability more engaging and something that the youth feel connected to rather than distanced from. Because if you look at how other people present sustainability, they present it as something that is for people who are scientists or some people that need to have a very high level of understanding. But in reality, that's not what sustainability is. Sustainability is a global language, a vision, a shared vision within the globe of what the future that we want to see in our world. We all want a good future for everyone. We all want to live in a stable earth, and that is what sustainability is about. So through my videos, I've been able to share why it is important to be sustainable, why it is important to help in your society. And when we talk about society, it is very important that we talk about ourselves first. Because you cannot develop the world, you cannot develop the society until you develop yourself first. So I've shared that message through my videos. Secondly, I have a book club, the Zahra Ajat Book Club, with over 1,400 children from more than 47 different countries. And we come together not only to talk about books and literature, We also talk about education, sustainability, morals, values, ideas that we have, our interests, our hobbies. It's a forum for the youth and young people to share their ideas on different topics and also to have fun because we play games. And it's for people, for young children or people to connect with each other because that is what the future generation needs. And I've realized that the youth needs that platform because I've not really seen anything like that. So I'm happy to be able to contribute in that way. And thankfully, thanks to God, I have almost 800 participants in my book club from Nigeria, almost 300 from UK, 200 from the US, 100 from Canada, others from Germany, Brazil, UAE, and many more countries around the world.
You are indeed a global citizen. You are indeed a global
Thank
citizen.
you.
And right now, I'm super proud that you're a Nigerian because, we're something. And then you are representing us very well, very well anywhere you are right now, and we're loving it. And we're just tomorrow is Children's Day. I was going to ask you, you sound very mature. You sound really refined. You sound like a child. A child. Like I'd like to hear how you have fun being you're still a very young girl, so how do you get to be a young girl again, or what are the things you do that reminds you that, okay, I'm a young girl, what are the things that you do?
So, to answer this question, I would like to start off by mentioning what my hobbies are. I'm a person of many hobbies and interests. Aside from reading, aside from writing, aside from speaking like I do, I also love spending time with my family because that is literally one of the most important things in anyone's life. The family is the smallest unit of the society. And any impact you want to make starts from the home. Even impact aside, the home is where life is. And for me, that's literally the case. I love spending time with my family, and it's just there's a priceless feeling, and I'm thankful to God for that. And then I love volleyball. I love playing volleyball. It's my favorite sport to play. Then I
Are you
absolutely
a
love
spiker or
football.
a libero? What position do you play? Because I play volleyball too.
Oh, that's
What
nice. I
position?
play
Yeah.
in different positions, but I like to be a striker mostly.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah. And I absolutely love football. I'm so interested in the world of football. It's my favorite sport to watch. Like it's more of a universal language rather than a sport because if you see how football brings people together, it's just amazing. And there's a very nice feeling, playing in a team shows the value of teamwork. Other things I like to do, I love going out. I really like doing that. Um, I've already mentioned spending time with family. I also love spending time with my friends. And yeah, I also like to watch movies sometimes.
Alrighty, over to you, the energetic. I will just ask 1 billion questions if you let me.
I mean, take it away because again, I am already inspired, from watching you from afar and now getting this opportunity to also speak with you. I mean, we've been in events together before and things like that, but just having this opportunity to host you, one on one to be able to ask you questions directly is just gladdens my heart. And I'm super proud. Just like Gracie said, we are super proud of you and how you're flying the Nigerian flag high. And it just, it inspires even us who are adults, to do better as adults. And I think it really ties into what your message is, which is sustainability, being that it's not just about, okay, the earth and everything, but even sustaining our culture, our heritage, our belief system, our moral, standards, right? Sustaining that is as important as, okay, keeping the environment safe and all of that, so that we're able to, as a people, um, we're able to pass on legacies, that can help the next generation. And so your work is fantastic, it goes without saying. And so I'm going to go back to the beginning. I am curious to know, like, what was the first time you decided that this is the path you are going to take? What happened? Do you remember? What was it? I want to hear that story.
Yes, sure. This is a question I get asked very often. It all started when I was 8 or 9 years old, and that time it was COVID, so there was the rise of the internet. And being younger at the time, I would watch these YouTube videos with toy reviews. You know those, like the toy reviews. They would show the toys and say, "Oh my God, look at this toy," and things like that, and role plays. And I was so interested in that. And I would see these children making videos of toys and scenarios with the dolls, and I'd be like, I mean, I can do that too, no? So I went and I asked my dad, I approached him. I said, Dad, can I please make these YouTube videos? So originally, I actually wanted to make videos of my daily life, like how I brush my teeth and stuff. And my dad said no. And he was like, what do you want to be doing on there? Showing them how you brush your teeth, how you eat chicken, how you do your homework, like no, 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 no. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I went to mom, knock knock, mama, mama, mama. I really, really, really want a YouTube channel. And she eventually convinced my dad. My dad agreed, but he gave me a few conditions. Number one, that he would manage the social media and my content would be based on educational topics or going to places in Dubai. And it's living in some I'm living somewhere like Dubai. There are so many opportunities to make videos about the places because we have several landmarks and they carry significance that not everybody knows. And a great example is the Museum of the Future. People see it as a museum and it's beautiful, da da da. But the real vision behind that building is to show what the future looks like so far, to show the technological advancements that we might see in the future. So those are the type of videos that my dad wanted me to do. And I agreed because I also realized that that's actually a very nice thing to do compared to showing people how I eat chicken and jollof rice. So I was like, okay, no problem. Then I started my first video. I went to a small mall and then they had like a winter festival. So I went around the winter festival. There were some like animals, artificial animal like structure, and I was explaining different facts about those animals. So that's how I started out. And before I knew it, my interest started to shift gear towards sustainable development. When I found out about it in school, I was in a social studies class and we were learning about something called pink farms. And when I met with the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, she also asked me what these pink farms are about. And the pink farms were something that were recently implemented into UAE's agriculture back then, which was like 2020 thereabout, because UAE is well known for its scorching hot climate. Like it is a very, 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 very hot place. Even our winter is hot for some people. So the government of UAE realized that most of the agriculture is imported from other countries, but they realized that they needed some source aside from the limited agriculture that we have, like date palms, like dates. We have very limited agriculture. So they realized that no, we need something here. We can't keep bringing it in from other countries. We need to also have our own agricultural industry. So they introduced pink farms, and they're like farms, but it's seeds stacked on top of each other in like racks like this. And in between, there is pink light or UV light shed on them. But the UV light looks pink, and that's why it's called pink farms. Now, the pink light is special in the sense that it actually helps or supports plant growth because it simulates the sun. So the sun out there is too much for the plants to grow. Like any plant growing out there is very hard. Vegetation is very hard. So instead, they came up with something that could replicate the sun as much as possible. And I've actually seen one of them in a mall. They looked really cool. They were growing lettuce, something that we would have exported, but now they're able to grow it here. So that's what we were learning about in social studies. And at the end of the lesson, my teacher put up a slide of the SDGs. That was the first time I ever saw the SDGs. And they were very colorful. Being younger at the time, whenever we see something colorful, We're like, okay, what's that? So I read them one by one. No poverty, zero hunger. I was like, what's this? What's that? And then I said, nah, I'm gonna research this when I got home. So I went home, I did my research, and abracadabra. Before I knew, I found myself engaged in this whole sustainability world. And I would like to give kudos to my parents because they realized this passion of SDGs. And that's why they have encouraged me over the years to become more like developed in my ideas regarding sustainable development and my understanding. And they've enabled me to share it with so many people, and that has impacted their lives. So my parents noticed that I was passionate about it, and they encouraged me to speak or make videos about it. And from there, people saw what I could do, and the videos, thanks to God, they went very viral. And so people invited me to speak at different events. That's how it all started.
Wow. It's the articulation for me. It's the articulation for me of how you articulated it from just taking us back and taking us through a journey. And you're such a beautiful storyteller. And again, kudos to mom and dad, first of all, for spotting it. And thanks to dad for saying, no, we're not brushing teeth. Come on, like that's so lame. I love it. Your dad must be a no nonsense person. Like, what's that? I love it. And I love
They're
how mom also like, mom is like your PA, right? And I love how she also carries like I remember when you were going to start the book club, right? I think I was in a conversation with her around we met each other at an event, and she was so passionate about it. I'm like, wow, if everybody has this kind of mom, we'll just be blowing anyhow. So God bless your mom. And it's beautiful to see the work that you have done as well. And you even, I mean, you could have seen the colorful SDG presentation. I believe you weren't the only one who saw it in that class on that day, but you took a step further to say, this caught my attention. I want to know more. Do you see? And I think that goes without saying here to also just share a teachable moment here to say that when two things like for the kids themselves, when you spot something that sparks an interest in you, don't let it go. Don't let it just go like, oh, okay, oh, that was fun. No, try to dig deeper. You never can tell what you can find. And then for parents as well, this is a very teachable moment as well. Like we need to pay more attention to our kids to spot their interests and be able to guide them in the right path. And I know that sometimes it's easier said than done when say for example both parents are excessively busy, or they have to also go about their own businesses, and like, oh, that's interesting, yeah, it's interesting, and that's it just dies like that. So this is really really beautiful to know. Now I love how you told that story, because the way you told the story, it kind of linked it to education. The first content your dad that guided you to do was education, right? So you positioned to educate people about the place you were, your geographical location, and then it led to, okay, now that I'm interested in sustainability goals, I can also educate people, and I see where your educational interest also developed from. Now when you hear the phrase, or when you see the phrase, anytime you see the phrase, every child deserves a chance to learn, what are the thoughts that come to your mind, and what can you share in that regard? Like, why is it important for every child to have access to learn, whether that is formal or informal?
When I see the phrase, every child deserves a chance to learn, I don't just see words. I see way more than that. I see a potential for a brighter future for all. And I'd like to link this back to the Sustainable Development Goals. My favorite Sustainable Development Goal, or SDG, is SDG number 4, which is quality education. And the reason why it is my favorite SDG is because without education, we cannot build societies. All the people at the decision making tables, the people at the forefront of their societies, the leaders of today, people like you, people like me, people like even the ones in our audience would not have been where they are today without education. Because education not only gives us a vast understanding of the world around us and our societies, but it also helps us understand ourselves. And education is for everyone. It is not only for people with specific interests. Education encompasses everything in the sense that if someone wants to be a scientist, they still need to get the education. If someone wants to be a businesswoman like me, they still need to get the education. Whatever anyone wants to become, education is a primary or a prerequisite. They need it. Like you just can't escape it. Whatever you want to do, you need education. It is the foundation. And once that foundation is laid, then it will be easier for them to build upon other things and become better people and to achieve their dreams. So education is not just a privilege, it is a right and it is a prerequisite.
Absolutely fantastic answer to that question. Like, I love that you say you see beyond words, but you see the need and how it is very vital to everything that we are. It's the way we pass on information. It's the way that we communicate. It's the way that we exchange even intellectual properties, right? So my last question before I pass it on back to Grace is: even with this education, what are your thoughts around formal and informal? So we know, for example, the reason the SDGs, exist is so that there can be equal opportunities around the world in those different specific areas, right? So what are your thoughts around formal versus informal, and what have you found out on your journey as an SDG advocate around those two dynamics and how people can leverage both? Say for example you don't have opportunity to be learned formally, what are your thoughts around that? And then I'll pass it on to Gracie.
As I mentioned earlier, I believe that education is for everyone, and education can come in any form. And as Miss Adria, as you said, education can come in major forms, which is formal and informal. And I would say a combination of both is what has helped me become who I am today. But that does not mean that people who don't receive formal education or people who receive formal education but do not receive informal education cannot make it to where they want to be. Because even people who are leading or taking the world by storm, some of them didn't get formal education. It is that informal education that they have gotten. And now, with the world that we have, with the rise of the internet, formal education isn't like the only thing you need to succeed. Now we have the internet. Now we have information is at our fingertips. Anything I want to know, I just go and research it. And that has created so many opportunities for people. Because if education is the foundation, and if the foundation is now more easier to create, then of course the buildings will be stronger. And that's the same for education. Now, since it is not only limited to the four walls of the classroom, it allows people who don't have access to those classrooms to also create opportunities for themselves. And education is not just about learning about the world, it's also learning about yourself. And that is where self development comes in. So I would say that both formal and informal education have like a crucial role in our world. But with the rise of the internet and the world that we live in, we now have the opportunity compared to people back then to get information. Because back then they didn't have information at their fingertips, they had to go to libraries. And speaking of libraries, another form of education is books, and I use that a lot. I love to read. And yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Grace, over to you. Thank you so much for that beautiful answer.
Yes, 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 yes. Education is important. And while you were speaking, it slipped out. You said, "I'd like to be, like myself, a businesswoman like myself." I'm like, okay, I love that bit. Tell me more when it comes to, being a businesswoman. You'd like to be a businesswoman. Did I catch that correctly?
Yes,
You'd like to
yes.
be a businesswoman. Tell me more about that.
Sure. Like any other person in this world, I have a dream. And my dream is not just to impact the society, but is also to make something for myself. Aside from self development, I also want to have my own brand, to have my own business, because I feel that is where I can incorporate my ideas into products that people can use. And I really want to be a businesswoman because it's very interesting. The world of business is so interesting, like very interesting. Different there are so many ways you could do business, and business can be for everyone. Whether you're someone who's more interested in arts or someone who's more interested in media, you can always find a way to make business work for yourself. And for a person like me who has many interests, like public speaking, ideas, sustainable development, I feel like business would allow me to combine all of those. Now, with my ideas on sustainable development, I could actually develop a clothing brand that uses sustainable materials to create state of the art designs. And there are so many other ideas that I could develop with my own hobbies that I can incorporate into business. And that is why I'm very interested in that. Aside from that, I would like to expand my advocacy in sustainable development and also my public speaking. And I would like to speak more at the global stages so that I can also encourage the youth and meet the youth where they are.
Absolutely amazing. And yes, by all means, as a businesswoman, you'd have the money, and the capacity to be able to handle, it will even be better because by the time you have all the things you need, you're able to push your dreams even further. I love it, love it, love it. And then you talked about public speaking, which is something that I'm particularly fascinated about, especially in the world of today. We have brilliant people like you, and they're not able to share their thoughts. What do you think? And I want you to speak to parents, watching this right now. What do you think about public speaking as a skill, as a powerful skill to be to channel your gifts and talent? I want you to speak about public speaking to parents listening to this, and even the general public and children listening to you.
So, public speaking um, as an opportunity to share ideas with others, correct, Miss Gracie?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct, my
okay,
darling.
sure. I would say I am a great example of that because public speaking has allowed me to share my ideas. Now everybody has ideas that the world needs to know about. But of course, not everybody's the same and not everybody's comfortable with sharing their ideas in one particular way. Some people are more comfortable in expressing their ideas in writing, in art, in speaking like me, and various other forms. Now, I'm the type of person that likes to do it through speaking and writing. And I prefer speaking more because it's like the ideas flow directly from here to here. And it just gives me that flow. Because public speaking, you can view it as speaking to your friends. You know what I mean? Because when you're writing, you can still correct everything before you give it to the audience. But when you're speaking, you speak from your heart, no modification. Like you just speak from your heart to the people. And once a message comes from your heart directly, it has more meaning than when. I'm not saying you shouldn't modify your ideas. That's very important. But I just, to me, public speaking helps me connect the ideas from my heart to my mouth, from my mind to my mouth as well. That's why I appreciate public speaking because it allows me to share my ideas with flow.
Oh, I love you,
Do you know what
girl.
I just
Like
learned? I just
honestly.
learned from Zahara now. You know what I just learned from Sahara now, Zahara now. She said it in between what she was saying, but I caught it. And that's one thing I say all the time. Young children, what young our theme for the month, young voices creating massive impact. And I'm learning from you. I can imagine other people learning from you. When I ask the question public speaking, someone out there would just look at it from the area of speaking. just speaking, like you said, but in between what you said, you talked about art being a form of public speaking, the creative part of public speaking and even writing. How else can I just say that this girl is amazing, energetic? Take it away, Zahara.
Thank
Don't
you,
do
ma'am.
this to me.
Zahra for president. Zahra for president. Oh my God.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh my goodness.
Like you
Honestly,
can you can just be a minister right now. Like if
I'm
age
telling
was
you.
not a limit, you should just come and just be the minister of what am I even going? All I don't
Minister
know
for
what to
Youth
say.
Affairs.
For you to yes, like you should be a minister, and this is not a flatter. Because it's it's in the rendition. It's in the even though you
The
said from your
delivery.
heart, it's a delivery. And then for what it is worth, for me, what I'm catching is thank you, thank you, thank you to your parents. I mean, thank you to your parents. That's what I'm catching. I just see the work behind the scenes. I can see nobody. This is what they say in Nigeria. No be cho cho cho, show working. Show working. I can tell that your parents are doing amazing. Thank you to the AJETUNMOBIs. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. The energetic, take it away. When I get all
Yeah.
I'll take it. I will not
I
be able
know.
to calm
Girl,
down. So I better calm down now.
I am trying to comport myself. I don't want to lose my steez, eh? Because
I
this
have
thing,
lost
there is a
my
saying,
steez.
there is
I have lost my steez. My steez is somewhere around, and I don't care where it is right now because this young girl right now is just giving me what I am
it's
going to work
unboxing me.
with this week.
Honestly, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There is an adage in Yoruba. There's a Yoruba adage that says, it's almost like when they want to express a joy, like excessive joy, they would say something around, like right now, if a horse is, I don't even know what horses do. I can't remember the English, but
Gallop.
if a horse is riding right now inside of me, he's not going to stumble because of the joy that I feel and the pride that I feel just listening to you. Like, God bless your parent, just like Gracie has said, and God bless you too for putting in the work. Because again, you had to do the work. You could have chosen to, like, no, I don't want to do it today, and nobody was going to force you, but you did the work. So well done. Okay, I'll quickly go into more questions around what you do as a person, being the advocate and all of that. So you already shared a lot, because I just really love how composed you are. And it shows in all the things you've shared already. You are an avid reader. You are actually expressive. And it's beautiful that you know it. You know it, and you can even articulate it in such a way, like the way you explain public speaking right now. I'm like, wow. If I could say to an extent, I coach people in speaking. I'm an advocate for voices, like using your voice for impact. Like I'm an advocate. I have communities around it. I have people that I'm coaching around it. And just the way you explained it, just like, I'm like, oh my God, who is this girl? So again,
Thank you,
yes, if
ma'am.
you're watching this and you're wondering why are these two adults gushing, please allow us to gush, because when you
Blame
see
it on
something good,
Zahara.
you
Blame it on
appreciate it.
this beautiful
Yes.
girl.
Right. So again, you've shared with us your inspiration behind your book club, right? And you've made a lot of impact around it. Through that journey, what have you found are some challenges, right, with the reading habit that you can share with us, and maybe things you can suggest, so that anybody watching this, whether as a parent or as a child themselves, and they're struggling with the concept of reading, like they pick up a book and it's gone, they're gone, sleep straight up. What have you found that people struggle with when it comes to reading, and what could you suggest that could help them, being that you've led a book club over a period of time. I believe you probably would have one or two things to say about it.
Yes, sure. Thank you very much, Mas. I really appreciate it. I would say first I'll start off by clarifying what happened to reading in the past years. Because according to several statistics, the reading rate has gone from this to that. That is not good, especially since we expect the future generation to go from here to here, and reading is from here to here. That is not the equation. The equation is not equationing. We need to make it work. And that's happened because of the rise of social media, the internet. Now the youth's attention is diverted more towards social media. Not everything we see on social media is the best. Some of it isn't even good for our own personal or self development, let alone children who are not even fully developed yet. And what, of course, when there is a problem, there is a solution. Now, what I would suggest is that reading is not seen as a chore, but rather a leisure activity. Just like how watching movies or playing games is seen as a leisure activity, reading should be seen the same way. And how can we do that? By um, including people in like the literature field who understand what the youth is interested in and incorporate it into books and actually incorporate morals and values into those books without the youth reading it, realizing it. And and that means that we need to meet the youth where they are. Because the youth is here and we're here when we're explaining SDGs. It needs to be like this so that we can connect and we can rise with the youth. So we can do that through books and we can do that through promoting books. Another thing that I would suggest is that the education system also makes books more exciting for students because that would really help a lot. If we go to school every day and we see books presented as something excited every day, then subconsciously we'll be more aligned to reading books. And I would also like to share what I have done for this. I am coming up with two books which will be published soon by the grace of God. One of them is fiction, one of them is nonfiction. Thank you very much, Ma. And one of them is called The Journey So Far, in which I share my journey, what has shaped me as a person, how did I start, all the questions people have about me and who I am is in that book. So I don't have to explain to everyone one by one because that would take forever. So the book is for everybody to understand who I really am, what's my vision, what's my ideas, and who am I behind the camera. And I also share it in a very fun and engaging way because I know who my target audience is and I know who I want to impact, which is the youth. And then the second book is a fiction book, Chloe's Chronicles. And it's a diary, more like a diary of a 14-year-old girl who shares her life experiences in a very in a way that intrigues the audience, the youth. Like, you know, there are some particular books that the youth are at least interested in nowadays. But if you look at the morals that those books present, it's not really what we need for them to develop. So I've tried to incorporate that in my book by including those really interesting and thought provoking situations, but slowly, like trying to make the reader think about the morals subconsciously while not actually like realizing, like, oh, they're showing us morals values. What is this? I'm closing this book, you know? It integrates it seamlessly into the book. And that's part of what I think that needs to change in terms of reading in today's world.
Madam, you are already a businesswoman. Forget that thing. You're already a businesswoman because, like, how do you, like, please calm down, Drew, calm down because, oh, Zara, God bless you. Mommy Zara, God bless you. Daddy Zara, God bless you. Aburo Zara, God bless you because Grandpa Zara, Grandma Zara, God bless you because, ah, like, you're already a businesswoman. Do you think, Grace, are you feeling me? Like, do you see how she just.
Can't you see I've just gone back here listening to every word, every single tiny
So
thing coming
good.
out of her mouth.
This is so good. You are such a blessing. So there is a question coming in from one of our audience on on YouTube. So please, if you have questions wherever you're watching us, whether on LinkedIn, on Instagram, or on YouTube, please feel free to drop your questions. So Baba Bumi Taiwo says, concerning the book club, she has not sir, you are late though. You are late to this conversation. She mentioned earlier she has over 1,600 people in your book club, right? Or
Yes, ma'am.
1,600, correct?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
800 of them are Nigerians, sir. So yes, she has. So Baba Bumi was concerned that your book club has not empowered people from Nigeria. I'm like, no, we stand to correct that. So we have over 800 children. Maybe you want to speak more to that. Like, okay, maybe tell us how people can onboard so that plug
Yes,
it
ma'am.
in. The way you plugged in the book just now, I love it.
No problem. I'm actually very happy to say that I am Nigerian and I have a very huge percentage of my participants in the book club are Nigerian. Because we Nigerians are different. Wherever we go, we stand out. And I'm happy that I'm able to bring together a community of not only Nigerians, but people from other countries to share ideas. But the fact that Nigerians are the people who are mostly there makes a huge difference. And regarding how to join or uh, like be a part of my book club, you just have to visit www.zahralicious.com. So www.zahralicious.com. And when you go to my website, you will see like things about me, etc., etc. And then you'll also see details about my book club. There's a join now button, and then you will be taken to a form where you can find out all the information or what you need to enter. And from there, you're registered into my book club. Now, I don't have the book club like, I don't have a set time, but every month I do it on this day. But it happens at least once or twice a month. And for now, I have final exams, so I might not be able to do my book club. But as soon as my exams are over, I will try my best to get back into it. And also, I've had travel, so I haven't been able to do it for a while, and I hope I'll be able to get back on board very soon after my exams. And that's how my book club works. But one very important thing to note is that you should put an email that you're actually using, because all the updates on my book club and when it's going to happen comes on email. So it happens like either Saturday or Sunday, at least once or twice in a month, and all the information about that is there. And if perhaps I don't have it in a month, then maybe something's going on, maybe I'm traveling, or yeah.
That's amazing. So I think Baba Bumi's concern is that I think what he's implying is that the rich, but again is how do we answer this now? The truth is she's out
Baba
here.
Bumi should share this video. Baba Bumi should
Exactly.
share this video. You know, let me speak to Baba Bumi, please. So I think what we should do, which is one thing we're doing, when we see people like this, we need to be excited that we have someone like this, and then we share. So the people in your community can get to see them. There's only I don't know how to put it. They can
Like
only
there's
do
only
what they
so
can do
much
for
one
time.
person can
There's
do.
only so
Yes.
exactly, so I for one am able to know Zahara because of the fact that I and Ejiro, we are on the same platform, and I get to see things around people doing great things in Dubai, right? And I've been able to push things like this to my own community. So you get to hear people in my community, see people that are doing great things in Dubai. And that's why we're urging you, this platform, what we're doing is one way to reach people like Baba Bumi. So please, once you're done watching this, please send this link to someone else, and that person will hear her speak and they will share it. And that's how we beat the reach. I hope this makes sense.
Yes. And another thing I would like to add, Ma, is that my book club is completely free. There is no cost, there's no charge. If you want to join, you don't have to pay. You just have to register so that we can keep account of how many people. but anyone is free to join my book club under the age of 16.
By all means, thank you so much
That's
for confirming that.
that's
In my head, I was
fantastic.
already thinking, how
How
much,
much? How
it will be.
much?
I was already
Yeah.
saying, wow, so you're doing that for free. Talk about giving
Wow,
back.
that's
Thank
amazing.
you, my
That's
darling.
amazing. And you say it's
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
15 years and below, right?
16 and below.
16 and below. Okay. So, Baba Bumi, we want to commission you, sir, to help us extend the reach, just like Gracie have said, because we don't even, for example, we're meeting you for the first time. You're joining this show for the first time. And I want to believe that somebody shared the link to this video. That's how you got on this show right now. And I believe that you also know Zahra before, or you've seen her video before, or you follow her on Instagram. That's another way. Once you see it like that, how does videos go viral or content go viral? It's sharing. Like this thing is, oh my god, this girl is so brilliant. Share with somebody. Put it on your WhatsApp status. Share it to your WhatsApp groups. Let people know that do you know this girl? Have you heard this girl speak? Now, also the excitement with which you share also matters. You can see how excited we are on this call. It's intentional. Anyways, me and Grace were always excited. So again, but again, you get what I mean? Like,
You understand? Uh, our
right?
excitement on
So
this show is infectious. Yeah.
it's
Yes.
infectious, exactly. So please help us spread the word. Help us make other children in your own community. So in fact, she just mentioned it now that the book club is free. That means, as a matter of fact, if you want her to reach more people, you can literally help all these children around you register. Like they can register, tell their parents to register with their devices, or you can even become like a franchise. So you help them register so that anytime they have the book club, gather people. You know how we used to do story time back in the days. People that don't have television, they will all gather at the houses of people that have television to watch the story. And
Yeah.
everybody will hear the story, and everybody will enjoy the program and share the moral. That's what community is really. So, if, for example, there is the issue of us, oh, these people do not have internet. I don't believe that Zahra should be the one now worrying about the internet, or people don't have devices, right? So if that is a challenge in your own vicinity, for example, challenge of devices and maybe of what's it called now, of data, it can be a thing that now you are now saying, this is where my own impact will now play in. I know this girl. I love what she's doing. I love how she's reaching kids. Okay, I have the link to register to this thing. I am going to register so that I can keep tab of when she's having the session. And once you get the email that says we're having a book club today, gather the children in your area, even if it's one device. If everybody have that device in front of all the kids, it gives them opportunity to learn together as a community, but also to get the knowledge and to, to get the knowledge, yes, that Zahra is going to share with our community. So I think that's something that you can do to assist, so that the reach can be reaching as much as you want it to
Yes.
reach. Yeah.
And the yeah, I think I was going to say something. Okay, so for me, beyond the book club, which I mean, I also run a book club, but for me, it's the beauty of connecting children from all parts of the world. It's beyond the book club. You get to meet, I mean, you get to meet someone from Germany on her platform, on her platform. You get to meet someone from Japan. I mean, just meeting and to listen to other children from other parts of the world, how they think, how they reason, how they communicate is enough. What's that book you want to read beyond, you know, the connection? For me, that's a
Interacting with
win-win. It's a
cultures and
win-win.
people. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. I mean, this has been a fantastic conversation. And honestly, I could stay here and keep asking you a question, because you're such a beautiful soul and you're so brilliant. And we appreciate the work that you're doing. And we really want to wish you all the very best. And you said you were writing your final exams. I wish you all the best in that exams. I know it's a win already, but we'll add it. Adura, I know they plenty too much. Let me go back. We are Nigerians, okay? So please permit me. If you're not Nigerians, I'm just going to say this and I will interpret to you, okay? Adura Okempoju. So we pray for you that you excel continually. Your excellence is going to be unlimited, right? So what I just said is that prayer is not too much. Like, you cannot have too much of prayers, okay? And so we're praying for Zahra as she writes her exams that she's going to excel in that. Zahra, is there something that is there a question that you wish people asked you that you feel like nobody has really asked me this question, but I would really like to talk about this thing? Is there anything like that?
A question that people haven't asked me, but or they ask me, but not as much as I would like them to. Well, I need to have a think about that if you would allow me for a few seconds. Oh, okay. I think it came to me now. Um, I would say that aside from people asking about me or what I'm doing or how I've been able to do it, I want them to direct the question towards themselves in the sense that how can I do it too? How can I make the impact? Because no matter what the
You, who is this
inspiration
person?
comes,
Who is this person? Now wait, please. Who is this? Who is this person? Who is this? Who is this woman? Hey, God, I beg go. Okay, let me keep quiet.
so I think that that's what's really important. Like, because even if you look at the information or the motivation you get from those motivation videos, you're always going to find a way that you can direct it to yourself or that you can use it to become a better person. So that's the type of questions that I would like people to ask me more about how they can do it. And before I leave, I would like to say one or two things about the involvement of the youth. Because aside from that motivation or that interest, it's the interest that leads to involvement. So in whatever way we can do, we need to create that interest in a way that births involvement. Because there is no interest without involvement and no involvement without interest. And then one more thing that I would like to say, particularly to the youth, is that when I met with the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Her Excellency Ms. Amina Mohammed, she laid a lot of emphasis on the fact that we are running out of time. Now, in case you don't know, the SDGs, they are a combination of 17 goals that are designed to tackle social issues like hunger, clean water, energy, economy, jobs, etc. So these goals were set in 2015, and the deadline for this is 2030, and we're in 2025, midway. And if you look at what we've done or not done in the past 10 years, we're like, are we going to be able to do this in 5 years? But to be honest, we can. If you look at social media and you look at how maybe like memes or videos go viral within like boom, like a days or even hours or minutes, then imagine if we could replace those or those viral things with sustainable development goals, and if we could integrate SDG agenda into social media, then it would go boom like that. And that creates a global chain of reaction. Because let's say if there's like a trend, and many people will do it because it goes viral. So if we can make SDGs the new trend, then SDGs will be viral, and the change will spread across the world like wildfire. So that's what I would like to leave everybody with today.
Wow. An advocate for a reason. An advocate for a reason. I love it. I love that you also took that bull by the horn to. I was gonna ask you then I was gonna say, okay, what was your last word? But I love that you're so I mean, see, don't this is not flattery, honestly. Like I'm truly, truly just like in love with you, like because I love your brilliance.
Thank you.
It's beautiful, it's encouraging, it's inspiring, and it is for people like you that we do what we do. We want the world to see that you have something that you can share with the rest of the world. And it's not even about being a popular person, or it's just about, like you said, having the interest and letting the interest lead to involvement. And when you do engage in the involvement, talk about it enough so that other people can hear about it. And I love what you just said about making the SDG goals viral. I wish more more content creators will listen to this and will do something about it and will actually, make moves. And it could be from a place of ignorance, right? They don't even understand the levity or the weight of what it is that we're looking at with with the inaction that is currently going on, to sustain our world. And I can't even say for the life of me that I am an active player, but I try my best, to go along with understanding some of these SDGs. And I think, even if we wanted to tie ours, part of what we do here is educating the people, creating awareness, amplifying the voices of people who are making a difference, who have a message to share. That's the way that we are playing into this, to say, come, you have something. Somebody must hear about this. There is something here for people to hear. And so thank you again for saying yes to this. Thank you to your mom and dad for allowing you to also say yes to this, to be a part of this conversation. And I hope that, more people will listen to this. I hope that you who have listened, you will be able to share with other people so that we can let this thing be. Zahra just gave us like an assignment right now. And I think that's such a beautiful way to wrap up this session. Thank you so much for being here. Gracie, do you have a final word as we say goodbye to everyone?
Thank you, Zara. I just see purpose. I'm so sure that your creator is super proud of you. Your creator is super, super proud of you. So this is purpose, you using your gift accurately, and I'm blessed to be doing this. And thank you for using your voice for impact. Keep shining. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you.
And please, if you're watching this, you're in the audience, you're watching this, what you can do for yourself is just to call someone, come and hear what this girl just shared. So please share our videos, share this video, and like, comment, just say something to Zara on the platform. She might get to answer you when she sees something from you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
very much.
Sarah. Keep being
Yeah.
amazing. Keep impacting. You're making a huge difference, and we celebrate you. All
Thank you,
right.
Miss Adrian. Thank you, Miss Gracie, for having me and for creating this platform and encouraging people to be here through your excitement and engagement. Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so
much.
much. God bless you. Have a
Bye.
beautiful evening. Yeah. Bye. Wow, what a fantastic evening! Like I can't even completely explain the kind of joy I'm feeling, and it's just, brilliant and intellectual conversations actually like gets me going Google Gaga, because I'm like, brilliance is sweet. Brilliance is Hmm. Let me exhale. I'm joyful. And it's been a beautiful journey on this series, talking to these brilliant minds. It hurts that we weren't able to bring a boy child on board. And I promise you that we're going to look for those boy children wherever they are hiding. We are going to look for them, and we're going to bring them, and they're going to share their own voices as well. But thank you for being a part of our series for the month of May. Happy Children's Day to all the children around the world. Thank you for being amazing to your parents. Please keep being amazing, and kind of embrace inspiration from people like Zahra, like Kiara and Astera. Okay,
Sarah.
all our guests this month they are
Exactly. What?
A-listed.
Yes. And they're going places.
Astera,
We can tell that
honestly,
they're going places.
they are. So please, and this is just to remind you again, no, don't you ever think that you don't have anything to share. Like, I don't have anything to say. I don't have, you do. You're just looking down on that small thing you have. Don't look down on it, okay? And if you need a platform, in fact, even if you're afraid and you're unsure, come talk to us. We're really good at what we do as coaches, okay? We're really good. We would help you, even if you're unclear, but there is just a little bit of I think, but I'm not sure. Don't worry. get our
Okay,
link, book
welcome.
a session. Yeah, book a session with us, book a meet and greet with us, and let's talk, all right? And even if you're an adult and you struggle with speaking, you struggle with, sharing your thoughts and just being bold about what you believe in, and you need assistance and help, let's come in, let's talk to you. I promise you, even just a 30-minute session with us would change something in you. I promise you, we're really great at what we do as coaches, myself and Gracie. So please, we are opening it up to you to be to have access to that, all right? Next month, June is already here, almost here, I think. By the time you see us next week, we're going to be in June, and just slowly we're turning to in July. Is it June? Is it June or
It's
July?
July 19th.
Okay, 19 July. I'm like, wait, what? Is our anniversary? Okay, in July we'll be 2 years old. We had a goal to hit 10,000 subscribers, but we're still at 1,000 plus. And I mean, if you've ever spent time, to go through some of our content, we know we have great stuff. And yes, I know you could come at me like, you're not marketing it, but can you be our marketer? Can you support the work of the Lord by helping us share with somebody? Ask somebody to subscribe. Even if we, pull up that subscription to 2,000 by July, that would be a good thing to celebrate. So we invite you to be a part of that. Share with your friends and loved ones. We have great content. Like we have interviewed amazing people on this show. So you can go ahead and binge on our YouTube channel and see all the amazing stuff that we have for you. And next month, we're not relenting. We already have guests coming in. We still have some slots available. So if you want to share your story, or you know somebody who should share their story, their voices, and so you're making an impact in your industry, in your space, in your life, or you have a story that can help somebody else or shape somebody else's mindset, please come on board. Book a session with us. We'll book you into one of the slots for June or July, and then you can be a part of our show. Thank you so much for being here today. God bless you. Grace, thank you. Thank you for doing this. I love you, girl. God bless you. Have a
Love you
fantastic
too.
week,
Bye.
and we'll see you next week. Bye, 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 bye. Oh my goodness.